Holy hell, I remember this exists. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally finishing up the P-06 videos, at least until the final release with the last story and boss fights. But we're finally doing Silvers' campaign for P-06, and I gotta say, out of all the stories that got a glow up, Silvers was the biggest one. First off, you saw with that intro cutscene there that that's something that's P-06 exclusive, and but also, Silver is much better than anything he could have ever been in Sonic 06, because, I mean, the difference is clear as day, because clearly Silver didn't float in midair when he ran after a while, and there's some other upgrades that you may be noticing that I've already been utilizing, one of which is the fact that Silver can actually curl into a ball when jumping, but it is just insane how much Silver has improved in P-06 specifically, and this is exactly what... Okay, it's not exactly what I expected out of Silver for 06, but it's pretty damn close, in all honesty. You know, he just controls much better than 06 ever could have gotten him, and... Because, again, as I think during my 06 Let's Play, I stated how much Silver got the short end of the stick, and it's not even like a contest on how much of a short end Silver got, because because at least Sonic and Shadow had somewhat better functionality than Silver. You know, some people complain about Shadow's combat focus, but in all honesty, it's much better than anything with Silver. So Silver has changed dramatically, obviously, as I've mentioned 10 times already. So let's get into what Silver has actually changed. For one, Silver's running animation is much Silver's run cycle is much faster. After a few seconds of just running on the ground, Silver will enter like a floating animation state where he'll just basically float and go faster than normal. Like, his jump is... So this is actually an upgrade that is kind of... You have to unlock it first, but you can You can roll into a ball when Silver jumps and actually attack enemies that way, giving you another option to attack enemies with. And that was not in the base game, by the way, at all. That was just something that Chaos X added, which, you know, is perfectly fine, because honestly, it's really good. It was one thing that was kind of frustrating to deal with back in 06, was that Silver couldn't curl into a ball and attack enemies with that. Then again, nobody could in base 06. That was one thing that 06 didn't do, was that you couldn't attack enemies with curling into a ball. You had to use the homing attack or Silver's psychokinesis. In terms of Silver's psychokinesis abilities, there is a lot that changed. For one, there is now a target reticle that you can turn off, I believe, if you want to have that genuine 06 experience. But Silver does have a reticle that makes it a lot easier to know what you're aiming for, and that's pretty standard. It just makes it a lot easier to know what you're aiming for, meaning that you shouldn't really have any trouble missing whatever you're aiming for anymore. Because that was one thing that was kind of infuriating to deal with back at 06, was that Silver tended to miss whatever he was aiming for. Now, there are still chances you'll miss what you're aiming for if you're aiming for an environmental hazard like I was just doing. But that is really the only issue with the aim reticle, is that it only targets enemies, but honestly, that's good too. But in terms of like what carried over from 06, you know, Silver still has his ground stomp. He could still stun enemies with a good old-fashioned pimp slap, which was enhanced for P-06 and given a little bit more range, if I remember correctly, but I never use it anymore since, you know, I have the ground slam. And that was also given an increased range, if I remember correctly. In terms of Blaze's changes, by the way, I'm gonna say Blaze is virtually unchanged. Like, she was given some effects to make her a little easier, and she was also given like a pounce attack, but besides that, Blaze was basically unchanged. And honestly, you can't really improve on perfection, I would say, because Blaze was pretty much the same, pretty much the best character in 06 if it wasn't Sonic. Maybe Sonic 06 was intended to be a Sonic 3D version of Sonic Rush. Who knows? But back to what I was saying about Silver. The other ability that Silver got a massive glow up on for him was his aerial dash ability. Now, back in 06, it was basically like a 5-meter dash in one direction, and it was completely useless. And it was like, I think you only had to get it for radical training. Even then, you didn't even have to use it. But now, it is probably one of Silver's best ways of traversal. Because if you aim it just right, you can basically skip large chunks. You can skip pretty decent chunks of levels and get there really quickly. You activate it the same way. You just have to double press the A button in order to use it when you're trying to levitate. When you're just trying to skip over pits. Silver also still has his levitate, but the thing is that you can't use the trick that everybody used back in base 06 to you know, keep Silver in the air just a little bit longer. You know, how you had to where you could mash the A button to keep Silver in the air. That no longer works, which, you know, that's fair. You don't need it. You don't really need it anymore. But just keep that in mind. And the other thing that I've used a few times, and I think I stopped using after Crisis City, in all honesty, is Silver's has like a projectile attack with the B button. I'm using the Xbox controller. With the B, it can stun enemies, but you know, if you press and hold it, you can charge it to be a psychic wave that actually damages enemies. So yeah, Silver, he got a lot of upgrades to him, and honestly, he's probably the best version. This is, again, the best way to play as Silver, though in all honesty, I still have some disorientation with Silver in this version, because I still die a lot to certain things, because I'm just so used to how they worked in the original, so it's a little weird playing as a Silver that's actually competent. Not that it's bad, it's just, it's hard to get used to. Oh, one more thing is Silver also does have a powered up mode similar to Shadow's whatchamacallit, awakened mode, and Sonic's is supersonic. I forgot what it's called, but basically what happens is that Silver's is maturity gauge, when it fills up, you have to press up on the D-pad and then the R1 button. And Silver will enter the state where basically he passively grabs projectiles that enemies are shooting at him and repels Vulcan cannon shots, and also automatically stuns enemies upon contact. Although also this is another cutscene that was added to P-06, which is it's the dialogue is ripped right out of a cutscene when I believe after Silver met Amy. And he goes to Dusty Desert, and he says the area is really beautiful to look at. But, again, yeah, like, the other thing is like, a few levels did get intro cutscenes in Silver's campaign. I think Silver got the most, actually. Because I'm trying to remember everybody's intro cutscenes. Shadow and Sonic have the same one in Crisis City, where, you know, Sonic says, "Don't be late, Shadow." You know, it's a different camera angle for both of them, but it's still, you know, the same cutscene, essentially. I think Sonic has a version of the Kingdom Valley cutscene, but I don't think Shadow... I think Shadow just has the one. I think Shadow just has the one. No, that's embarrassing. Yep. That was embarrassing. I think Shadow just has the one in Crisis City, if I remember correctly. I mean, I guess you could argue the intro the cutscenes that play right before the hang gliding sections for Shadow count, but really that's just a way to set up. That's just the intro cutscene to the hang glider, not the level itself. But Silver has this one, Crisis City, and he also gets one in Kingdom Valley. So I think Silver has the most, which honestly kind of makes sense. This is technically Silver's game. But, yeah. So since this is a tangent I go on every goddamn time I get here, every time I do a P-06 video, let's talk about the Sonic movie. Everyone's favorite franchise, because at the time of recording, Sonic 3 has well been out, and I haven't talked about it because I haven't done a Sonic-related video in a while. My last Sonic-related video was the Shadow video for P-06. But Sonic 3, just the quick version, probably the best Sonic movie. It's the best Sonic movie out of everything that's happened so far for the Paramount universe. And this is coming from someone who actually did enjoy the Knuckles show as well. I know I'm probably one of 5 people who actually like the Knuckles show. That's over there. But Sonic 3 was just really good, and I'm not going to get into spoiler territory because I know that the movie's been out for over 3 months now, I want to say, but I actually really had a good time watching it. I actually have seen it 3 times at this point. I watched it on opening night on where there was a fan event at a local theater that I go to, where they gave out a poster of Shadow and a keychain for Shadow, and then and plus I also just got a bunch of merch from that. I got the popcorn bucket and drink and the cups for Shadow and Sonic from Regal, and I also got the Sonic head popcorn bucket. I'm pretty sure I used that. I think I showed that one off in a post on this channel around my birthday, and then I saw it again for my birthday. And then I just saw it again a 3rd time just because I wanted to, and I had nothing else to do. It was one of my days off, and I had nothing else to do that day, so I was just like, fuck it, might as well go see Sonic 3. But at the time of this recording, nothing has really been revealed about the future of the Paramount Sonic universe, except for the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is coming. We are getting that in 2027 or 2020. It was 2027. Which, you know what, I look forward to that. I can't wait for that. It's really bold of them, though, to reveal that we're getting the 4th Sonic movie, legit the day of Sonic 3's release. So I kind of find that funny. I mean, I figured it was going to happen anyway, but I was just surprised by how quickly they revealed it. You'd think they'd wait a week or two. You'd think they'd wait until the box office announcements, saying Sonic 3 was #1 for the weekend and made its budget back, and which I think it did. In fact, I think it profited pretty hard, though it was getting actively buried by Mufasa. But that's a whole different story that I don't feel like getting into because I didn't watch Mufasa and I don't want to. I'm actively protesting that movie. Mainly because I don't like the Lion King remakes. I genuinely don't understand why they're remaking they remade the Lion King and try to make it realistic. I'm just protesting the Disney live action remakes overall because I feel like that's what's the point in doing that for no reason. Also, the actress for Snow White is just not helping anybody. Is just not helping because she's just. She's making me not want to watch that movie. She's making it basically to where nobody wants to watch that movie. One of my favorite comments on one of the trailers that I saw on Instagram was when it said coming to a theater near you, someone just replied, "Is that a threat?" And it's because of just all the stuff that the main actress is saying about the movie and how it's basically not going to be anywhere near the same movie as the original. And that's just why are you guys changing so much of the movie for the sake of money? I don't understand it. I mean, I'm glad that the original movie is still there for, people who want to watch the original. But at the same time, it's why? Why are you remaking it in the first place if we also just have access to it thanks to Disney Plus? But you know what? That's just besides the point. Plus, I just hate Mufasa because of how much they were trying to bury Sonic 3 under it and how they actively lied about how that movie was doing in terms of the box office or how critics were reacting to it. or fans, because there is no way that everyone thought that that one song where whoever was singing said brother in like the weirdest way possible, because I've heard that song, and there is just no way you can sit there and tell me that that is actually a good soundtrack. Like I can't. It's unbearable. It is. I don't understand it. Like, Disney's paying these motherfuckers to say that shit. Like, Disney is paying those motherfuckers to say this shit. Because there's just no way. But that's besides the point. And also, apparently, Disney was also actively forcing theaters to show fewer showings of Sonic 3, but show more showings of Mufasa. Like, that was a huge thing that was going around. And that doesn't surprise me at all. Disney would do that. If Disney... It's just Disney. They would do that to... And I also know that they were hiding... I heard that they were hiding replies that mentioned anything about Shadow or Sonic at all in the comments of, like, any post about Mufasa. And, like, they would actively... they would actively hide those replies, because, you know, Twitter has a little function that tells you what replies were hidden, and someone opened it, and it was all like gifs of Shadow the Hedgehog running, or just Sonic in general. It was just stuff like that. So in my eyes, I think Sonic 3 outperformed Mufasa, but in terms of what the box office says, I'm pretty sure Mufasa outperformed, which is... It's unfortunate, but you know what, though? At least Sonic 3 got better ratings in terms of critics and fans. I think overall fans were much better on Sonic 3 than Mufasa. I never really look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores of movies anymore, because they're always... I swear to God, critics and fans can never agree on anything. And critics especially always have like the shittiest opinions I've ever seen on anything. I mean... I still can't get over the fact that IGN gave She-Hulk Attorney at Law a 9 out of 10, but would give something like, give Moon Knight like a 2. And I'm like, the fuck are you guys on? Because, like, I saw like a rating list of that IGN did of like the MCU show. Oh, by the way, Amy got a glow up for P-06. This is the best Amy has ever controlled. For one, her double jump doesn't kill all momentum, and like, it is actually a really good double jump. She also has a lot of abilities that carried over from Sonic Adventure, where, you know, she can after a while, if you're running for a while, you can slam her hammer down and she'll do a flip and get a lot of airtime. She can also do a hammer spin attack, and they completely got rid of her invisibility power-up, which, thank God, it was such a stupid one for 06. But yeah, Amy, if there was a contest for which characters got a massive glow-up, Amy would probably be in second place right behind Silver. Maybe she'd probably get first place, who knows. But back to what I was saying about IGN and their bullshit reviews, because I saw that they did like a ranking list for you know, the best MCU shows ranked from worst to best. Moon Knight was below She-Hulk, and I don't understand that, because Moon Knight I thought was legitimately one of the best shows for the MCU. It wasn't perfect. There were still a few criticisms I had here and there, but you can't tell me that Moon Knight was worse than She-Hulk. Like, I don't think you can look me dead in the eye and say that with a straight face. Because there were legitimately some really great moments that Moon Knight had that She-Hulk that, like, 4 episodes of She-Hulk wish it could pull off. Like, the episode, like, the episode that I'm thinking of especially is the episode where we learn about Mark and Stevens' origins, you know, how Mark, you know, developed his personality for Steven, and, you know, his backstory, you know, how his mother abused him and blamed him for his brother's death and stuff like that. You know, it was such a great scene, especially the scene with his mom's funeral, and then, like, you know, Mark's outside and he starts crying, and then, like, all out of nowhere, he's just he turns into Steven for a little bit. He turns into Steven and stays as him. You know, that's one of my favorite scenes in probably the MCU, period. But no, apparently IGN thinks that She-Hulk is still a better show. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, the other thing about P-06 is that they actually fixed the ball puzzle, but you wouldn't know that from my gameplay because I suck at it. I guess I'm just so used to... It's been so long since I've done the ball puzzle legitimately that I just actively didn't think to... I just actively sucked at it. And by the way, this is actually a lead up to an upgrade here. I don't remember which one it was. I think it's the ability for either Silver's psychic shock, for Silver's psychic wave, or his spin jump. I can't remember. But basically, you just put in the switch order of 1, 2, 3. You just follow what the rings are. And you have to activate that switch up there. There's a switch on the top there that you have to activate. And then open this box, and you'll be able to get the upgrade. I just show off where it is. I don't really do that whole thing, but yeah, that's just how you get the upgrade. I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it's the spin jump or the psychic wave. It's one of those two. I'm more impartial to say it's the spin jump because I think you get the psychic wave and aquatic base. But here it is, the infamous ball puzzle. I have to do it legitimately, unfortunately, because of, well, Chaos X got rid of the exploit where you can use a box to get over the door. Remember that exploit that took me like 5 minutes to actually, like 10 minutes to actually get it in the Let's Play? Come on. Well, now it's going to take me 10 minutes to actually do the ball puzzle because, I mean, again, I'm so used to doing that method to skip the ball puzzle that it feels weird to actually, do it. But it's not like the ball puzzle is as annoying as it was back in the original 06. For one, you can't actually grab the ball. I tend to forget that for this. I sort of remember that towards the very end, when I start realizing, like... But basically what you have to do for the ball puzzle is you have to get it into that specific hole with the arrow over it. But, get it in any other hole, you have to start all over. But in the original 06, there was basically no way to stop the ball once you got it rolling. You had to stop it yourself with your body or, smack it again. But unfortunately, the thing is with the physics engine, I keep hitting the wall and end up having to restart the puzzle because it keeps falling into the pit right next to a wall. I'm also just hitting the ball way too hard. You don't need to do the charge shot for the ball. But for some reason, I insist on doing it. But there is my realization that I can grab the ball and stop it to help my cause a little bit. So there's my realization. And also, I just kind of straight up missed when I slap it. But you also have a limited amount of time. You also have a time limit. Grab it! Yeah, it's too late. Unfortunately, Silver can't like grab the ball and pick it up. It's just too big, I guess. That was actually something I complained about a lot back in the original game, where Silver's powers were a little inconsistent. This is one of those instances where it is kind of inconsistent. Like, why can't I just pick up the ball and drag it over there? Like, why do I have to do this whole slapping thing instead of, picking the damn thing up and just walking over there? But, I mean, in terms of gameplay, I get it. I kind of wish there was just a little bit more of a justification of it in terms of the story. Like, maybe Silver's is just not powerful enough with his abilities yet. That's why he can pick up the ball. He can't pick up the ball, but, the pendulum in Kingdom Valley or the giant flame ball that Iblis throws at him at the end of his story makes sense. Oh, damn. Yeah, it wasn't enough momentum. This is embarrassing, isn't it? I feel like I should be embarrassed for this. But, again, I don't... That was just straight up terrible. Like, I don't need to be charging up the I don't need to be charging up Silver's psychic pip slap, but I do need to, you know, I still need to hit it, is the thing. But, like, again, as I was saying, it's like, I kind of wish it was more of a justification of it in terms of story, so it made a little more sense, you know, instead of just saying, oh, Silver just can't pick it up. And I'm like, well, why not? Why won't he do it? Because, you know, a simple text box is more than enough to, you know, just say, I can't pick this ball up because it's just too heavy right now. He's like, maybe I can train, maybe I can at least stop it with my psychokinesis, but I can't pick it up. Alright, I think I got it now. Maybe not. Oh, no, I got it. And the other thing is that the hole does have a bit of a vacuum to it, so you really can't miss. But yeah, that is the first time I have ever done the ball puzzle legitimately in Sonic 06. It's not the base Actually, no, I did do it legitimately when I was a kid. Mainly because I didn't know about the exploit when I was, like, 8. But, you know, ever since that, every time I've played 06, yes, I've played 06 multiple times. Ever since I've learned about the way to skip the ball puzzle, I always do that way because fuck the ball puzzle. But back to Paramount Sonic stuff, because why not? So, apparently they've already revealed that Sonic 4 will have time travel elements, and people are already speculating Silver entering the Paramount Sonic universe. And I don't think he'll enter it with Sonic 4. If he does, it'd be a post-credit scene. Like, there would probably be a post-credit or mid-credit scene that reveals Silver is on his way, or Silver appearing in the past. Because because Sonic 4 is already going to be introducing two major characters that I'm not going to tell you who it is, though it is already, everyone's already talked about it at this point. So I don't know if I should, because that's the thing, is I don't want to spoil the movie for people who haven't seen it yet, because there are people who haven't, but at the same time, it's just one of those things where everyone's already talked about it like a million times over, because, you know, the second the movie came out, people were posting the post-credit scene in theaters or online, because, you know, people are fucking assholes and have to spoil the movie for everybody because we live in the age of the internet now. But I don't want to spoil that, because I don't want to ruin someone else's first time watching Sonic 3. It's on digital platforms right now, so if you haven't seen Sonic 3, you can watch it on, like, Prime, or is it on Paramount Plus yet? I haven't really looked. I haven't really looked on Paramount Plus because I just don't use Paramount Plus that much. I think I've only used Paramount Plus for like 3 shows. And one of them was just a show I watched a lot when I was younger, and then it was what was it? The Knuckles show, which was kind of pointless because they released it on DVD anyway, so I could have just waited a little bit. But well, I mean, I get a free Paramount Plus subscription with my job anyway, so I'm not gonna complain. You know, if it's free, it's free. Like, it's like you get what you pay for, I guess. Did I forget how to do it or something? Oh, it's because you can't do it. Yeah, this is a pointless hole. There's nothing in here. Owie. But I do really hope Silver gets into the Paramount universe. I feel like he will in the near future. Nope, you know what I mean. Like, I think he will end up showing up in the Paramount universe. I just don't think it'll be Sonic 4. It will probably be Sonic 5 or Sonic 6, if they even get that far. I am aware that there is the possibility of another Knuckles show, or another season of that show with Shadow, because I remember hearing that if Sonic 3 is successful, which it was, that they were going to do Sonic and, or not a Sonic and Knuckles, just Shadow and Knuckles show, with where it would probably end up being an adaptation of Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. You know, Black Doom, Black Arms, all that stuff, because the way they introduced, the way that Shadow was brought onto Earth in Sonic 3, it is still open to bringing Black Doom into the universe, and having Black Doom would be a really good, I would really love to see if they could make Black Doom an interesting villain, because Jesus Christ, I hate him. I still hate Black Doom. You know, I love Sonic Cross Shadow, but that game still did nothing to make me like Black Doom. Other than the fact that the only thing they introduced about Black Doom is the fact that he has a fetish for Radical Highway. Like, seriously, like, I think in Sonic Cross Shadow, almost every level except Kingdom Valley and Chaos Island, Black Doom sent your ass to Radical Highway at least once. And it was just like, why? And on top of that, you had to play Radical Highway to get to Black Doom in the first place. It was almost as repetitive as Westopolis from Shadow the Hedgehog. In fact, why didn't Black Doom just do that? Just send you to Westopolis. It makes more sense, too, because Black Doom has a lot more connection to Westopolis than Radical fucking Highway. And honestly, Sonic Cross Shadow surprises me in so many ways, because there's no Shadow the Hedgehog representation besides Black Doom being there. And there's a Westopolis remix in the Sonic 3 movie DLC, but there's no Westopolis, there's no Black Comet levels, there's no levels from Shadow the Hedgehog. The only things that appear from Shadow the Hedgehog is the soundtrack. And while yes, the Shadow the Hedgehog soundtrack is decent, and especially certain levels, where the hell is the Shadow the Hedgehog levels? You know, where's Lava Shelter? Where's Black Comet? I mean, I guess you could argue Space Colony Arc could count as a Shadow the Hedgehog level, since the Arc does have multiple levels in Shadow the Hedgehog, like Cosmic Fall and, well, the Arc. And there's a Lost Impact reference in Sonic Cross Shadow, too, where there's a mission you have to defeat, like, 30 artificial chaos. And by the way, when I got to that challenge, I fucking screamed internally, or a little bit externally, honestly, when that mission popped up, because I was like, God damn it, those bastards referenced that. It's like, defeat 35 artificial chaos, and then like you just see me screaming, like, God damn it, not again. But if they do a Shadow and Knuckles show, it actually would be really interesting to see how they adapt the Shadow the Hedgehog game, assuming they are doing that. I mean, Knuckles wasn't a huge player in Shadow the Hedgehog. He was in that game, but he didn't do shit, if I remember correctly. Like, he was just there. Like, he was just there because they had the model for him, because of Sonic Heroes. Then again, a lot of the characters in Shadow the Hedgehog are there because of that reason. Like, really, the only characters that were any sort of useful in Shadow the Hedgehog, besides Shadow... Give me a minute. The Chaotix? I mean, they kind of were the ones that caused that broadcast from Gerald to play on everywhere and show Shadow that, you know, Black Doom's a bitch. But besides that, I mean, Sonic really is only there for a boss fight with Diablon. He doesn't do anything. Rouge doesn't do anything. Omega's literally just there. Eggman, I guess, reveals Shadows' past to him, but really only if you spent 9 fucking minutes in the final boss fight. So, yeah, really, the most useful characters in Shadow the Hedgehog besides Shadow are the Chaotix. Congratulations, Chaotix. I'm trying to think, yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, nobody else. Alright, but when Silver gets into the Paramount Sonic universe, I really hope they do a Year of Silver for Year of Silver. You know, give Shadow the Year of give Silver the Year of Shadow treatment. You know, just dedicate a whole year to him. Give, you know, don't re-release Sonic Generations, but put Silver in it. But give Silver a campaign. But like, you know, give Silver his own game. Give him the time and the spotlight. I think he deserves a good game. Hell, I wouldn't be opposed to a Sonic 06 remake if it happens. You know, I mean, if a Sonic 06 remake were to happen, I would not be opposed to it as long as it's, you know, good. But, you know, a Silver game would go a long way. You know, I think Silver finally should get his own game. Because recently, I started playing Control for the PS5. And I gotta say, if they did even like a fraction of what Control did, I think it would really be really good for Silver. Like, there are obviously some powers that they're gonna have to not use, like there are certain abilities that like obviously don't give Silver a gun. I mean, if it worked for Shadow, it could work for Silver, I guess. But you know, there are certain abilities that, you know, whenever I was playing through the game, I was like, man, imagine if Silver had that ability in 06. It would have really worked out for him. Like, the only ability besides, like, the gun gameplay for Silver I would take out is probably the ability to seize enemy control. Like, seize an enemy's mind. Because I feel like the ethical ramification... Because I feel like that'd be a really awkward thing for them to do. Especially if it was living beings. I mean, then again, you have Mario Odyssey where Mario straight up possesses people. So, I guess having Silver do that wouldn't be a stretch. Especially if it was Eggman's mechs or something like that. I could see it working then. Never mind. But I would really think... I think Silver would benefit a lot from having a similar gameplay style to Control. But, again, that's just... You know, that's just my wishful thinking here. But I think Silver should get his own year. You know, give Silver a year, for God's sakes. Give him more time in the spotlight. He deserves it. He's one of my favorites for a reason. And, you know, the comics really do him justice. But I really want him to, you know, get his own time in the spotlight. Okay, this is actually another location of an upgrade. Again, I'm gonna theorize it's Silver's whatchamacallit, dash, not the psychic wave. But again, I don't remember. I haven't gotten this upgrade. I mean, this is a save file from about a year ago, so. Speaking of, yeah, I wonder when Chaos X is going to release the next major update for P-06. I mean, I feel like it's soon, right when I press upload. I mean, then again, a similar thing I've had multiple times where I mention something and it happens like the second I press upload, so... Fucking Jedi Survivor coming out right when I do my Jedi Fallen Order review. Well, not coming out, but like getting announced. I'm still pissed about that fact to this day. Like, legit, like, the week after I did my Jedi Fallen Order review and uploaded it, Jedi Survivor was announced, and I'm just like, why? Why did you guys do that? Now I feel like a jackass. You know, it's like, man, I can't wait for Jedi Fallen Order 2 to be announced. And then Jedi Survivor's announced, like, the week later. And I'm like, fuck me. And then I unintentionally predicted the Fire Emblem 3 Hopes game, Warriors game for Switch. When I did my Fire Emblem Warriors Let's Play, where I mentioned that, like, I would really like a Warriors game with the 3 houses characters or something along those lines, and then like 2 weeks later they announced 3 Hopes. I'm like, God fucking damn it, is Nintendo listening to me? I would really love another 2D Metroid game. It would really be awesome. I would also love a remaster of Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. Alright, 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 Metroid fans, we're getting Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered. I don't remember. Didn't the explosive boxes actually blow up if you use Silver's psychokinesis on it to do the to lift the box up while standing on it? Did it actually do that? I don't remember. I've never done that in a long time. I think I did it once when I was a kid, but I don't remember if it actually did do that or if it was just, you know, Sonic 06 herder.
Was this underwater?
No. It's like, yes, no, Silver. It's just called Aquatic Base because it's a cool name. Actually, no, did they ever actually reveal the name of the base besides the level name? Because usually whenever Sonic game, usually with Sonic games, they usually name the zone something completely different than what the actual area is called. If that makes sense. Like, was it actually called Aquatic? Like, did they actually call it did the Duke of Soliana actually call Aquatic Base Aquatic Base? He's like, I'm going to go to Aquatic Base. Oh, no, actually, no, yeah, no, they do. They actually do, because, I'm remembering in Shadow's story, the big fuck-up of Sonic 06, or one of the big fuck-ups of Sonic 06's story, or, recording booth, is where the gun commander says that Shadow needs to go to the Wave Ocean, and, that's the name of the level. So you're telling me that Silver's future is literally just called Crisis City? What the fuck? Is that like where's the sign that says that? It's like, welcome to Crisis City.
Perfect.
Because like there's levels like stations, there's Station Square, but they don't call the level that takes place in Station Square Station Square. They call it Speed Highway. But then they also call Twinkle Park, the attraction, Twinkle Park. Oh, by the way, I gotta warn you. I gotta say this now. This game, my recorder does not like Kingdom Valley, because I had to re-record Kingdom Valley like 4 times. Because every time, it would take a major dip in the frame rate. And I don't know if it was just my graphic settings or just OBS just like fucking with me. But I had to re-record like Kingdom Valley like 4 times. Luckily this is the most stable version of my run of Kingdom Valley. So gotta give credit where credit's due, I guess. It could have been also my graphic settings. I should have just turned them down for this, but I don't know. I mean, I did adjust the graphic settings a lot when I played P-06. The only exception was Sonic's run, mainly because I forgot to, and I just didn't feel like re-recording it. But like, I swear, this is like this game, like this recording just did not like Kingdom Valley. I mean, there were a few frame rate drops here and there for this playthrough of Silver's levels, because back in, I think I saw one in Crisis City where the frame rate tanked pretty hard, but it wasn't as bad as it get. There was like literally when I first started, one take of the Kingdom Valley run was where I didn't even get past the first section of the level, because legit, like the second I got control of Silver, the frame rate tanked and I couldn't do anything. But it was just, oh my god, it was not even funny. But yeah. Just move on. You're not going to reach him. He's not coming down.
I think I can knock that structure down.
Didn't I already knock it down?
Let's clean up this trash.
But back to, what I want for Silver in terms of the Paramount Sonic universe. First off, I just want him to be a decent character. That's all I want. But I am very curious who they're going to get to voice act him. Now they're leaning into getting really high-profile actors now. And I'm still trying to figure out who's gonna voice.
I might be able to levitate to that spring.
But for Silver, I mean, I don't know who I would want to voice Silver. I heard a lot of people want Tom Holland for some reason, and god damn it, me. I don't... This is no disrespect towards Tom Holland. I do think he's a really... I really do like him as Spider-Man. You know, he's really great, and, you know, I've seen him in a few other things besides, you know, besides Spider-Man, but he doesn't need to be in everything, guys. You know, I mean, did you really like him as Nathan Drake in Uncharted? Then, I mean, okay. I'm actually going to be a little fair here to the Uncharted movie. I thought it was pretty good. I actually liked it. I actually really did like the Uncharted movie. I thought it was really good. I mean, yeah, there's a few criticisms I have here and there about it. You know, the casting choice was an interesting one. But, I mean, it wasn't like the movie itself was terrible. Like, I've seen worse. Want an example? Borderlands. I'm trying to grab a ring. I'm panic grabbing, but like, in terms of who I would want to voice Silver, I mean, I don't really have a lot of, you know, desires, as long as it's not like, you know, someone who just doesn't fit the voice at all. You know, I don't want it to be like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or something. If that fucking happens, I'm done. Oh, here's an example of the frame rate. Oh my god, that poor frame rate. Who hurt you? Kingdom Valley. But, I mean, I don't want it to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because, dear God, please don't. But, like, also, I just don't want it to be, you know, someone who just doesn't completely fit the voice at all. You know, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be, like, the biggest celebrity in the world. Hell, you can get the voice actor for Silver from the games if you have to. They did that with Tails. They got Colleen O'Shaughnessy to do, to voice Tails. I'm gonna edit that spoiler out, later, because I feel really bad if I don't. I'll have to edit that out because I do not want to leave that in there. I feel really bad for that. But, I don't think... Like, I heard it was Tom Holland was one people wanted, that I was hearing a bit about. And then, for some reason, Timothée Chalamet. And really, I haven't really watched a lot of stuff with Timothée Chalamet in it, so I have no idea, like, if he's really good or anything like that. Like, the only thing I have had any sort of remote interest in watching that had him in it was Dune, and I haven't even watched it yet. So I have no idea. I've never really watched anything with Timothée Chalamet in it. Not saying he's not good, I don't know. But I would really, you know, I prefer them just to get a voice actor to do it. Hell, just get the voice actor from the games, the current one. I forgot the name. It's not Quentin Flynn anymore, because they changed it for Sonic Cross Shadow. And the only reason I know and the only reason I know Sonic Generations' is Silver was voiced by Quentin Flynn is because it's the same voice actor for Raiden from Metal Gear. So it's funny to imagine, you know, Silver making, you know, saying certain Raiden quotes. Like, I don't know why, but I would just love to hear Silver scream out, "Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors!" Oh, Jesus Christ, the frame rate. Look at that. Sweet Jesus. Again, OBS did not like Kingdom Valley, but this was the best one. This was the best take for Kingdom Valley, I swear. There was much worse, I can tell you that now. There was one where the frame rate tanked like it looked really bad. It looked like Ocarina of Time frame rate levels. And it was the whole level. So all I did was really just restart the game and just start a new recording and just continue from there. Like, even this part of the level was tanking. So at least I had the sanity to restart the level and just, because it was ridiculous how bad the frame rate was for this level. Is this where I get straight up reckless? Yeah, it is. Oh no, I still make it. I'm scared. It's like it's just one too close to the edge. If that was base 06, that would have killed you. Sonic, I don't see you going after Elise. Oh, by the way, in the most recent Sonic Twitter takeover for Sonic Cross Shadow, they referenced Elise, where Shadow asks, where someone asked, "How's Elise?" and Sonic just goes, "Who's that now?" And I'm just like, so wait, so Sonic doesn't remember Elise? Or is he just acting like he doesn't? And I'm still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, who remembers the events of 06? Because apparently the justification in Sonic Cross Shadow that I saw was that 06 was erased from the timeline, but it still happened. Because Mephiles is so hellbent on trying to come back. Which, honestly, I really would like him to come back. I like Mephiles. Or, I would have liked Mephiles if he was a better villain. I like the concept, But, they did nothing with him, and I kind of want him to come back. But, was this intro, was Blaze playable in Flame Core? Was she? I don't remember. I don't remember. Well, there's a simple solution to this, and my phone's over there. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna just go to the quickest source possible and check and see if Blaze was indeed playable in the first section of Flame Core, because I don't remember that. And the best way to do that is just go to YouTube, look up, watch the part of Sonic 06 where I did Flame Core as Silver, and just see if they actually did. Man, I forgot how long the original 06 loading screens were. Sweet Jesus, it's still okay. Oh no, it skips straight to Silver. So that's new. Okay, oh, that's a Mandela effect right there for a second. I was like, I was so under the impression that Blaze was playable in Flame Core originally, but no, this is the first. So Chaos X added that. Okay. Because I was like thinking about that when I was editing. I was like, was Blaze playable in the original 06 for Flame Core? But no, she was not. I mean, it's only like 2 minutes, but still, it's like, wow, I was not. I mean, it does make sense to have Blaze playable there because, you know, it was kind of weird how it is kind of weird in the original 06. They just had Silver fall right into the lava area, into the first area of the level, and just said, all right, fuck it, go. Like, it looked like they clearly cut something out. Ouch, that guy... Oh, I got lucky there. I'm surprised that didn't hurt me.
You're not gonna get in my way, Iblis.
Ah! I think what happened was I turned around and I shouldn't have done that. I think because I sometimes do that when I know I'm not, when I feel like I'm not gonna make it. I try to turn around and see if I can get back, but no. What hit me? Oh, was it a meteor? Please, I'm not Elliot.
I'm coming, Iblis.
Gross. It's like, I'm not Elliot. Don't hit me with meteors. I did nothing. That was a big waste of nothing. Oh my god. That was... I know what happened. Okay, this was another instance of... God damn it, why is everything on the same fucking button? And I'm not blaming Chaos X here. I'm blaming, you know, just the original control scheme of 06 for a second. Where I was trying to grab the stunned enemy, but for some reason, Silver kept trying to do the rune instead, meaning that I kept doing that instead of grabbing the enemy, because to activate runes, it's the same button as the as just picking up enemies and throwing them. So I just had a moment of like, God damn it, Sonic Team, why is everything the same fucking button with you people? Again, I'm not saying it's Chaos X's fault, but I also should have been aware that I was standing on the rune instead. Like, I was standing in the context-sensitive area. But it was just like, Blaze is dead. Oh, that was actually one quirk I didn't really mention in the original 06, mainly because it didn't happen, to my knowledge, where there were times where I think your life pool was... Basically, your companion characters had like an invisible life counter, and it was the same as yours. And if they died like 5 times off screen, they would respawn, but just immediately die. At least that's what I was convinced was going on. What I'm convinced happened most of the time, because there were times where, you know, it could be like 10 times. But there would be just times where, like, I'm running through a level, and Blaze or Amy, or whoever my companion character is at that time, would die off screen because you would hear them scream, or you would hear them scream because they fell into a bottomless pit, and then they respawn, and then they would immediately die again. And I mean, like, the second they spawn right next to you, they do their death animation. That was a thing that happened in 06 a lot, and I don't know what causes it. This is my theory. I don't know, because I never really looked into it. Mainly because it's not really like a game-breaking thing. It's not like your companions are useful or anything like that. But it was just something I observed and just thought was funny. Alright, so they actually changed a little bit of this. Actually, it still works the same, where Iblis's ball, you know, it'll send out a shockwave, but the shockwave actually has effects now. There is actually a flame effect with the shockwave instead of just a boring-ass white line. And if I do remember correctly, I think it's an insta-kill now? I don't remember. Mainly because I haven't gotten hit by it. But actually, with Silver's enhanced float dash, I forgot what it's called, speed of light chip. With Silver's enhanced speed of light chip, you can actually skip a good chunk of this for a second, as I will probably end up demonstrating in a second once the shockwave goes. Like that. Yeah, you can just skip straight to that. I mean, you can actually also skip straight to the spring over there, too. You can make it. You can probably, I think you could just make it. But I'm also being careful because, you know, that's just how I am with these kind of hazards. But the rules are basically the same here. You got to get to the top and then hit them with the thing. Now, the reason I activated Silver's Awakened mode here was because this is actually where you get that upgrade. If you get all S ranks at every level, including this one, and then do this section, you get like a really badass cutscene where Silver destroys the flame ball actively. And then the Sigil of Awakening drops down, and you can pick it up. But again, I didn't get a chance to show up that cutscene because I already have all the S ranks in the game, and I already have all the upgrades. So, oops. But yeah, that is the end of Silver's levels for Sonic 06. But you may have noticed that there is still 14 minutes and 15 seconds left on this video. Well, that's because I'm showing off the test stage. This is actually a thing Chaos X put it in the main menu. You can access it anytime. But the reason I'm showing this off is because there are actually a few things you can do here besides just test random shit out and, you know, see what you can do. So for those who don't know what a test stage is, essentially, you know, it's an area that developers put in the game somewhere hidden usually, so that they can test certain things, so they can test everything that happens in the game, physics, stuff like that. You know, I have a whole map in for Xenilian where, you know, everything is just testing. You know, I'm testing battle mechanics or certain event sequencing and shit like that. You know, that's what this is for. You know, it's just a very basic area where, you know, they just throw a bunch of stuff around to test certain things about the game, such as how the physics work, the things the characters can do, all that kind of stuff. But the reason I'm here is because there are actually two things you can do here. And the two things are, you can actually access the the E3 versions of Sonic of two levels. The first one is Sonic's Kingdom Valley. And the second one is Silver's Crisis City that was shown off at E3 back in 2005 or 2006, whatever year. The thing is I'm trying to remember how to access it but I'm also just showing you like a general tour of the area because, you know, you do have to look around for, you know, there's some other stuff. There is a bit of setup work to get there because there are technically 3 areas of the test stage. And the first one, this is the first one. Wow, watch your fucking language, dude. Jesus. Anyway, as I was saying, the first thing you have to do is you have to go through this portal here. Sit through a loading screen. And you have a treasure hunting section with Knuckles. This is the area that tests the treasure hunting. And this is the only time you have to do treasure hunting with Knuckles in P-06, because it was Rouge that did treasure hunting back in this game. Because Knuckles doesn't have treasure hunting at all in 06. He doesn't have to look for keys. So why Chaos X made Knuckles do it, I don't know. Maybe to, you know, make him look good, I don't know. But you have to find the 3 keys in order to gain access to this portal, because there's an invisible wall in front of it, even if you do go above it. So you can't get there yet. But you just have to find the 3 keys, and they're pretty easy to find. That's easy. I know what that's for. That's me. I know what that's for. I had an alarm set. I had an alarm set for me. I don't know why. I do know why. Because that's my alarm to make something to eat for before I go to work, or before, because I'm gonna cook after I finish this. But I thought I had a little more time. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all good in the hood. Anyway. But the keys are pretty easy to find. I mean, it's also, you have the radar from Sonic Adventure, meaning that it's really easy to get to the key. It's really easy to find the keys. This music doesn't sound familiar, but I think the credits reference the Dragon Ball, one of the Dragon Ball games, so it might be from that. I don't play Dragon Ball. I don't even care about Dragon Ball, so. It's up there. Turn around. There you go. But, I mean, yeah, I'm willing to admit it. I do not care about Dragon Ball. I'm not interested. You know, I'm not interested in fight scenes that take 5 episodes. Actually, I'm being generous. It's 10 episodes. Alright, but once you do that, you do the same. You land in here. Random text here. And you're in the third area where you can recruit Shadow and Silver, but I'm just going to go straight for the first level that I want to show off, which is or not. But the first thing, so I think the first one I'm showing off is Sonic's Kingdom Valley for E3, yeah, judging from the fact that I'm going straight to Kingdom Valley assets. Yep, but there's, oh no, that's Crisis City. Oh, still, either way. So yes, we are doing E3 version of Crisis City, which is really kind of just the same level as the original. Instead of Iblis monsters, it's Eggman's mechs. I really don't know why it's like this. I don't know why they used Eggman's mechs instead of revealing the Iblis monsters back in E3. Maybe because it was just a sense of familiarity, I guess. But then again, you're also introducing the new Hedgehog in the E3 demo, so I don't understand why they were so... Yeah, I love the camera. Also, I do think, if I do remember correctly, the music is different for Crisis City. The road may be able to destroy. I'm sorry, I think I had an aneurysm reading that. Ah, fucking car. Car. That tornado was carrying a car. I didn't do anything about it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to remember. Does very hard mode in Sonic 06 make the enemies all Eggman mechs or Iblis monsters, or is it still just the same type of enemies in the respective level? I can't remember. That's bad phrasing. They mean the missile. Use psychic power at green lit spots. Yeah. Yeah, this is the E3 demo because the text is very basic. And also they don't have the voice actor. I forgot who the voice actor for the tutorials was. The enemy may be defeated by rolling the pipe. Just go. You don't have to. You have nothing to prove by doing this. But like, really, there's nothing really useful to do here. You're just You're just playing Crisis City E3 mode. Not gonna make it. Yep. I don't know why I thought I would. But, you know, this is a nice little Easter egg if you've always been curious what Crisis City was gonna look like before, you know, before, you know, when 06 was, you know, in development. But it's, I mean, really, in terms of the structure of the level, it's almost exactly the same. It's just the fact that the Eggman robots, Eggman's mechs, are really the enemies you face in this version, instead of the Iblis monsters. Like, besides that, the level's virtually unchanged. Like, yeah, there's just like really nothing really to write home about. It's just the beta version of Crisis City. I mean, I guess also the level ends much faster. But again, that's just the nature of E3 demos, is that they just tend to have they just have only a chunk of the level done or showed off because they don't want to spoil everything. Then again, nowadays, for fucking E3 demos, they have like 40 minutes of gameplay and show off basically every major ability you get. Because, yeah. Alright, so yeah, I'm back here because now I'm going to the second level that is over here, which is Sonic's E3 version of Kingdom Valley. Or no, not E3, Tokyo Game Show version. I don't know why I keep saying it's E3, but the Tokyo Game Show version of Kingdom Valley, which, you know, I pressed the wrong button. Try to spin dash jump, but I can never pull that off in this game. Then again, I don't play P-06 as often as you think I do. I probably played like once or twice every couple of months, and also especially when there's a new release supposed to be coming out. I'd say, like, you have a thing called the gems. You can just use that. I know this isn't regular 06, but XBLA version of. Oh, I thought this was the Tokyo Game Show version. Oh. Well, I mean, it's the same thing. It's just Kingdom Valley, but, you know, it's not complete. So yeah, you're just seeing a little bit of what Kingdom Valley was like before the completion of 06. Virtually the same. I mean, really, well, at least the first area, it's just the same. I mean, I think there was like one. I think again, I haven't memorized 06's level design to an extreme degree. Like, I don't remember every sort of. I don't remember every detail of every part of 06 because I'm not that fucking crazy yet. But, you know, everything is pretty much the same here. I mean, there's nothing really noticeable that was changed that I can kind of tell. Just go. You're not getting it. Don't do it. Oh, okay. You're doing that. I mean, I guess, yeah, the only thing that I can think of is the fact that they give you the tutorial prompts in the beginning at Kingdom Valley, because for some reason, I mean, then again, Kingdom Valley is a late game stage, yet they were showing it off all the time in promotional material for 06. Like, I think, wasn't it Kingdom Valley that was, like, the reveal trailer for 06? Yeah, it was Kingdom Valley. And then, you know, there's the Tokyo Game Show, and there's all that other stuff, but, you know, it's pretty standard stuff for, oh, is that the Xbox Live Arcade version, maybe? And, like, that's the demo? I don't know. I don't know why I kept saying it was a Tokyo Game Show version, because I do know that there is a Tokyo Game Show version of 06, because there's a lot of features in 06 that are in that version, but aren't in that video, that aren't in 06, or I don't even think they're even in P-06. Whether there was like a day and night cycle for certain levels, and some other stuff like that. But, you know, P-06 Chaos X probably just didn't do that for P-06 because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I mean, a day and night cycle in a Sonic game just kind of seems pointless unless you're Sonic Frontiers, because, you know, you're spending like probably like 10 minutes in a stage. I don't see why it would be turning into nighttime. By the time you get to the end of the level, because it just feels like, you know, man, is Sonic taking a sweet fucking time? It's like, is the game we're playing Sonic just going on a brisk walk? I mean, honestly, that would make that. That does sound like Sonic's personality. Anyway, though, that is actually the end of the test level. I just wanted to show off where the goal ring is for the test level. But, you know, you can just come here, screw around for a few minutes, and play in the test level, see what the other abilities you can see, and maybe find some exploits that everyone else is looking at. But that is it, actually, for Sonic P-06 until the release of the update with the last story, the final boss, and all that kind of stuff, because that is supposed to be coming soon-ish, probably within the next year or two. I'm hoping it's soon, but I mean, overall, P-06 is probably the definitive way to play Sonic 06, and if you want to play P-06 yourself, there's a link in the description toward Chaos X's channel, and it will, and, you know, usually on his videos, he has a link straight to the downloads for Sonic P-06 and stuff like that. So see you guys next time for whatever I do next, because I'm probably going to be doing more Sonic-related content in the near future, especially. I am planning on doing another Sonic Let's Play actually soon. So see you guys next time, and take care.